Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome back out to the shop for another episode of the Betsy Ross Jeep project. We left off last week on a little bit of a low note, so we're going to start this week on a little bit of a high note. Parts have been showing up. So, got the wrenches for the tubes. We got tubes. This is a brake line. We'll get to that in a second. This is the ventilation line for the gas tank, and so I have this that I'll bend for that. This from Rock Auto is the regulator, so we can put the gas tank in. Gas tank is ready to go in, and those are done. Yeah, we see you. So, I redid the brakes. I am at the stage in the project where it's really hard for me to remember to stop and take the video camera and record what I'm doing because I really want to get done, and it adds a little bit of time to the process. So I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you coming along. I got the brakes done. I did finish them. I had to take them all back apart again, put the wheel cylinders in there, put it back together, and in the process I broke off a brake line, which was another reason why you really try to avoid doing that. But this brake line here goes from the other side of the axle to the distribution block of the T in the center. And of course it broke off. It just kind of sheared. So the next thing that I've got to do tonight is I have to bend a line to go down around this guy like so. Like that. And then connect into the back of our new wheel cylinder, and I'm going to start working on that tonight. Going to bend the line for the gas tank, and just see how far we get this weekend. Maybe with any luck we'll get the engine stabbed into it, but we'll see. I don't know. I keep saying that, but we're just going to do as much as we can. I'm going to film as much as I can. I'll try to put you guys on time lapse wherever it makes sense, and I'll bring you in and show you what I'm doing if that makes sense too. But thanks again for watching. Let's get to it. Alright, so we're starting out here. This is kind of what we had. And I'm going to change that up a little bit because I kind of want to keep it tight in. So this is going to end up here like this. Come into that guy like that. Oh, can you see? Yeah. And then it's going to go tuck under there. And then we'll come up the other side. That ought to do it. That was a little tight to film, but you get the idea. Well, that's going to wrap it up for me for Friday. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Hope you join me. Hey y'all, welcome back. Happy Saturday. Just bending up the evap vent line for the gas tank. I started this last night. This is just a steel brake line. It'll do the same thing as this, and we'll use a new rubber piece to connect it to the gas tank and the evap canister. Just bend it by hand. I use this as a little bit of a guide, and I use that for the really tight turns where I want it to be a nice tight radius so I don't pinch the tube. It's not super critical to get the bends right. I'll kind of twist it and everything once it gets into place, and because it's just going to have a tube stuck over it, I don't really have to worry about the flares too much, although I am going to put a flare on this end just so that there's something like that. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it, but basically something so that if I put a clamp on here, it stops the hose from pulling off. It's easier than a brake line, but it's still kind of a pain. I probably should have done copper for this, but I didn't know. The old one was steel. I'll just do steel. It'll be fine. Gas tank strap's got the old blast cabinet and paint treatment. I'm not going to drive very fast with that rain, but we'll bring them inside in a minute and they'll be ready for when we're ready to put that tank in. I'm resisting all temptations to upgrade the motor mounts on this Jeep, and I know I'm going to probably regret that later, but the ones that came in it are tight. They're in good shape. This is the old motor that came out. Both sides seem to be in good condition, so we're going to pull those motor mounts off of there and put them on there. Go from there.
Mess in this freaking shop. I'll tell you what.
Who has two transmissions? You don't need two transmissions. You need to sell the other one already, for crying out loud. Come on. Got it. Yep. So you also have the motor mounts out of the donor, which also look pretty good. These are a little bit more worn. You can see that there's some cracks there. These are Chrysler, whereas the ones out originally, one is Chrysler and one is aftermarket. Going with the ones that came in it. They're the best of the worst. I have about a dozen of these in the basement, and I just don't even feel like walking all the way down there to look and see which ones are best. I always replace them. I always go get upgraded ones from Mountain Off-Road Enterprise. Not right now though. Not right now. We'll do that later. That looks so beautiful under there, doesn't it? Okay. This guy right here. That guy's got to come out. Because we're going to put a drop kit in. So we might as well do that now. Let's give me some tools. That is probably hopeless. Yeesh. It's a little warm, but it did a trick. It's always the hard way. Got those bolts out. Good to go. Next thing we got to do, these are the spacers. That's why I had to take those out. So we'll take a spacer and we'll put a new bolt through it. This isn't the right length, but you get the idea. That's how that'll go. These came off the donor Jeep. I'm gonna fix that guy. These came off the donor Jeep. So they're part of a Rusty's kit that the donor Jeep had. But if I didn't have them, what I've done a lot of times in the past is just use a piece of 1x steel and then drill some holes in it to coincide. And this is to drop the transfer case or transmission mount, basically. The cross member gets dropped down an inch to change the angles for the rear axle. So that's why I want to take those out, get those out now, so that we can get the right size bolts, so that when we start to put the engine in, we'll put these right in with it. We got all of the lines going to the back in and connected now. The evap, the fuel lines, everything's ready for the fuel tank to go back in. Everything's ready for the all the stuff going to the back. We still need to bleed the brakes. Mara has worked yesterday and she's at a friend's house today, so we haven't had a chance to bleed the brakes, but I'm still plugging along. I've started connecting the vacuum lines and evap lines that go through the engine bay. So those guys right there. I'm kind of making this mess up here. And then I'm starting to review the brackets and other... there you go. I'm starting to review the brackets and other things that are going to go into the engine bay. Kind of trying to get as much of that sorted out and out of the way before I drop the motor in. Run into a little setback here. Oh. These clips that hold the vacuum lines that go across the back of the engine bay, they broke off when we took them out. So they don't hold into the engine anymore, or hold into the backing there anymore. So they're 20 bucks a piece on eBay, but I don't think it's worth that. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to use this to organize everything and then use something else to attach it to the firewall. Probably using one of those riv nuts or something like that. So we'll get there. We'll get that done. But I have to work tonight for work, so I have to call it. I have to wrap it up here, and maybe we'll put this video together and get it out to you guys tomorrow. Got a little bit done today, not a whole lot. This week was little bits of pieces, and we're getting as much done as we can. I am really close. I don't know what the next video is going to be, but I really think we're getting close enough that we can put this engine in. I'm feeling good about it. I have the tank straps painted. Fuel tank's ready to go in. I'm waiting for J-hooks. I ordered some of these guys. You can see that's bent. I usually can clean those up and put them back in, but this one looks like it's about ready to snap off, and I had a fight with it trying to get it out. So I think I ordered some, and they'll be here in a couple of days, and then we can put the gas tank in. So plugging along, chugging along. That's a Saturday. That's a wrap. Thanks for stopping out. We'll see you guys next time.
Light.